haven't spent a lot of time on that, right?
Yes, sir.
If you're going to do high block, if you take it from a very static position, which is this, right? You see how angular my arm is?
Sir.
It's not this.
Yes, sir.
It's almost like that. And basically what it is, if you were to put your arm on your hip and you punch like at a point here, just above your shoulder, but slightly above your head, and I'm keeping this as basic as I can.
Yes, sir.
That's what it is. Now, the other arm on the hip does that. See, it almost looks like a punch, doesn't it? Not blocking this way. It's this way. At the very least, what happens is that the strike is deflected. I mean, if we're looking at it purely as a blocking tool,
sir,
the strike is deflected. All right? I mean, that's it. It's a deflection. This is not a deflection. Come in, Mr. Major.
Sir.
If he blocks, and his arm is almost like framing his head in this fashion, this is what happens. You understand?
Yes, sir.
I will deliberately go like this, and then to draw that kind of reaction from him. However, if it's this way, it's very hard to turn his elbow over if this is done right. His elbow should be slightly suspended, and it's hard to turn it over. In this case, still, this block is problematic. That means it was never really meant to be a block. It wasn't meant to be a block. So here's the deal, and I'm moving light years ahead of you guys. If he punches at me, and I go, no good. See? Even under this condition, punch, and he punches at me. In this case, it all depends on who beats each other to the punch. This is a 1-2 step. He punches, 1, yeah, and who's faster? Who gets there the fastest? All right?
Sure.
That should never be a condition like this. Ever. And I want you guys to frame this in your mind the right way so that you don't develop bad habits later on. What this is, if he punches at me, go this way, Mr. Mitchell. The first movement is this. You see what it did to him?
Yes, sir.
That's the first movement, is this. Then comes this. But even under that, 1, this is this. See what I'm doing? So it's 1, 2. This is the end result. So basically what that looks like is this. You understand?
Sure.
So it's not what you think it is. So frame it the right way in your head. When you block, if you're gonna block from, say, this position, and you're gonna step forward and block, this hand does this. So it's almost like you're doing an uppercut, and then at some point, mid-range of the uppercut, this kind of action happens. So it's 1, 2. It almost looks like it's 3 different motions, smoothly coordinated. Also, if you look at low block as a defense against a wrist grab, this is what happens. That's the end point. It's this. See what I did? Watch. This turns, this comes under, and here it is. Or it's a It could be done at the level of the wrist or at the level of the elbow. In either case, this is a devastating move. Literally throwing him with this. Here I'm simply immobilizing him, as you can tell. Here, I can literally throw him into that wall. So you see, there is a whole lot going here. So, if he punches at me, the first move is this, second that, and then that. Now, of course, he punches here, you can go like this. You can sidestep, almost like this kind of motion, and you see that a lot. But still, when you do this, it's who beats each other to the punch. I'm here, he's there. He can go like this. I can go like that. He can kick. I can kick. Right? It sets up this competitive environment in your technique. Here, he punches. There is no competitive environment established. He's done. Even the first movement, he's done. You understand?
Sure.
So the whole point of Hae Sul, Hae Sul, that's what's built into all of these skills. Hae, H-O-S-H-I-N, Sul, S-O-O-L. Hae Sul means life protection technique. In other words, he punches at me, I touch him, it's over. There is no, my initial movement should be so devastating that he has no initiative to continue. You understand?
Yes, sir.
But if he punches and I go like this, he's continuing. You follow me?
Yes, sir.
He should have no, this is where it should end. Boom, right there, it should be over. Not who beats each other to the punch later on. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I'm just giving you guys an interpretation of so-called high block, and even that's basic. Even that's basic. You won't see that much talked about in many schools. What you would see is this. He stands here like this, I stand here like this. He steps down, he steps forward, and I go 1, 2, and it's static and rigid. That's not a fight doesn't go like that. It's like I'm right here, he punches at me, boom, 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 boom. It's over. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
Okay. So listen to what your teacher's telling you about how to do this. So it's, at the very least, this is what happens. See this turn of the hand? It's really important because this is where you're striking the person arm. This is where it crosses another strike. And this is almost another strike. So how many times has the person been struck?
3.
3 times. All from this one movement. Okay?